Once upon a time, Xbow was considered one of the most toxic and low skill decks in this game. Now, you rarely ever see it. So today we're going to be seeing if there's a reason for that, and seeing if we can assert some dominance at 9,000 trophies and really put this deck to the test to see if it is still what it once was. So without further ado, let's hop straight into it. So hopping straight into the first game against this guy, we're going to go for the archers in the back. Now I want to know your guys' opinion on Xbow. Xbow's a deck that used to shine. Oh, well, this is interesting. Okay, we're about to see what it's about. Now, Xbow is a deck that used to be so popular, and now I feel like I rarely ever see it. And today we're going to be seeing if there's a reason for that, or is it just, it's kind of fell off the archetype a little bit. And things like that do happen, and decks like Xbow aren't always going to be good. But today we're going to see if 3.0 Xbow, which is probably the most popular version of Xbow in its prime, is any good. Now, it's interesting that we're playing against Xbow. I have not played against someone else using Xbow in I don't even know how long. So today we're going to see, do we have the better version of this deck? Which I fingers crossed we do. I really hope so, because this is like the only version I ever really know, except for Icebow. Icebow is another version that runs like rocket and things, and I want to focus more on the Xbow taking the tower, not enemy rockets. We're not just spamming rockets and things. So we're going to go for Xbow here at the bridge. Just nice and early, get a bit aggressive, see what he wants to do about it. We could have probably anticipated that a little bit. I'm actually going to log this back so it won't bomb our Xbow. I don't believe it will anyway. I think our Xbow survives here. Yeah, it does. Nice. I'm not going to get on the tower though. He is going to go in for his goblins, which will keep it up. But that is how it goes. Now, it would have been nice if we could have got a hit off with our archers there, but we do have a mostly level 14 deck, so we're probably not going to see things like that against. Oh, this guy does have level 14 towers, but he is level 15 troops, so we're probably not going to see a lot of that. Now, I'm going to go for Expo here again. Let's just get aggressive with it in case he decides to go for his, which he will. We can go for Evo Knight here, which will just tank that up and take barely any damage, and then we go for archers to get rid of all of that as quick as possible. Now, we're going for the Electro Spirit here. It's just the wise move to go for, and we'll go for the skeletons in front. Hopefully, we can get that down before he gets his giant skeleton down, and we do. So we go for the classic Tesla, we go for the Knight, and we're going to go for the archers here. Should we go archers? Not yet, actually. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait, and then we go for the Expo. Slot it into that slot right there. Fits in like a glove, and we should be back on tower before you know it. And we even locked onto the witch with that, which is even better. We're going to go for the skeletons here. We'll go for the log, and that is just showing why people hated this deck back in the day. It's just ridiculous what you can do with it. We go for the knight here. He's going to zap. Zap's going to be a bit futile, and we're going to be back on tower before he knows it. We're going to go for another Tesla. Just rinse and repeat the entire play over and over. We didn't even need our fireball throughout this. We'll go for it here at the end, and he's just going to hold on. Kind of sad, but yeah, we'll just psych our troops, or all our cards, get back that fireball, and end this first game nice and easy, and hop straight into the second. And we are back again after a pretty perfect win to show why people hate this deck. I feel like we just kept throwing everything at him, and he just couldn't do anything about it. And it felt a little bit bad, I'll be honest, but we got to do these things. We got to do these things. Now, let me go for my archers here. We can clean this up pretty nicely, I think. Decks like this are always going to be quite good against, these packet decks, because we just have so much like one elixir cards. We can just throw at him and defend things. It makes it quite easy. Our knight should get out of this without only taking a hit, and he does, which is so nice for us. So he's going to be going over the bridge. He'll be nice and chill, and he'll probably have to invest a little bit of elixir if he wants to defend this without taking damage. But he's going to let himself take a little bit of damage, which is fair enough. Does do like 900 damage though, which is very nice for us. Now, I could go Expo on defense here, and I will. We're playing against a bit of a menace deck here, so I don't even feel as bad anymore. And we're going to take a bit of damage here, I believe. We will go for the knight onto the wizard, get that down as soon as possible. And we're going to have another situation where knight's just going to walk over the bridge and hopefully get a little bit of damage done. And whenever we play toxic decks like this, well, I don't know, maybe you guys wouldn't consider Expo toxic anymore because it's kind of outdated. But whenever you play decks like this, I do honestly believe whenever you come up against other toxic people, it makes you feel less bad. So it's always a nice touch, isn't it? So we'll go for the Electro Spirit here, and if he hits his ability again, I'd actually really enjoy it. He's just wasting his elixir, and I'm don't know if he gets a refund on that or not. I feel like sometimes it's so inconsistent with, like, you hit the ability, it doesn't come off, they give you a refund. Sometimes they don't. So maybe there's some criteria for getting it, but I have not learned what that is yet. So let's go for Evo Archers in the back right. Gonna be absolutely wasted as per usual. We love to see it. He's probably gonna Mega Knight or P.E.K.K.A. Yeah, he's gonna go for his P.E.K.K.A. Smart play. We'll go for the Xbow on defense here and just try and put in a bit of damage. He goes in for the Lightning. Lightning's obviously going to do a good bit of damage to us. We're going for Tesla up high and our Archers over to the right side here. I think we actually defend this really, really easily. We don't need to do anything too drastic. We'll go for the Knight in front. Which will take out the Valkyrie quite nicely, and then I'm getting ready to go in for my Xbow. He does get the arrows off though, so I don't think that's going to be the best of ideas anymore. We're going to take that one shot from the Wizard, and we're actually going to go for Xbow now. Xbow plus Tesla, the lethal combo. It would be really nice if we could just get this down, get this out of the way. We're going to go for the Knight here in the center. Is that going to hit? No, it's not. Very nice. Okay. Now this might be a bit of a tough game to win, simply just because this guy has so many tanks. You know, he's not really that good, but he has all the cards that can take us out. The fact he has the lightning and the arrows just makes our lives a little bit more difficult, but I'm sure we can do something about it. Okay, let's go for the Knight here, just to tank a bit of damage, but it's not going to be enough. Realistically, he does go in, he does have that Valkyrie there to kind of clear us out a little bit. I'm going to fireball this Wizard. Yeah, we kind of need to. I don't really have much other choice. Going to go for the Electro Spear here up high to tank that for a bit. We go for the Skeletons here. It's going to pull back, go for my Knight a little bit too early, and then we can go in for our Xbow here again. I don't know what I can do in this situation. This guy just has non-stop with the guards that just kind of make our life impossible. Okay. He's going to go for another one of those, another Lightning. We go for our Skeletons here, and we're going to start going for our Knights. We need to make something happen here soon, because this is getting quite poor. Okay, let's go for the Archers here. Clean this up, hopefully, nice and quickly. And he just has an answer for everything on us, unfortunately. And maybe there's a way I could play this better, but I just don't see how. We'll go for the Xbow here. He's just going to go for another tank troop. Yeah, okay, let's go for Archers here over to the right or the left side. I'm actually going to go in front with my Evo Knight. Kind of wanted, that's not worked out how I would have liked it to go, to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. We go for our he has Inferno Tower. Okay, yeah, this was just the hardest of hard counters for this deck. He just had way too much answers for Xbow, and maybe this is why people don't play it. But we'll hop straight into the third and final game. And into our last game here against Xbow. Now, unfortunately, we did lose that last game. You guys know how I do it. You know, we show all our wins, show all our losses. We play 3 games, win, lose, or draw. You guys see it. So, we are going to go into this final game against a minor player. Now, hopefully, we can get a win in this one and show a little bit more goodness of this deck rather than me just struggling for 4.5 minutes or whatever that was. So, I might take the Fireball value here just because I feel like there's no reason not to. It's always going to be a pretty solid trade whenever you can get the take out 3 elixir card and get the tower damage. Makes it quite nice. Now, I will go for the defensive Xbow here into this. I think that's just going to be our best bet in this situation. I think that's one thing I always struggle with this deck is like just knowing when to go for defensive Xbows, offensive, what's a waste, what isn't. I think that it's such a fine line sometimes. But, excuse me, I'm a little bit ill in case you can't tell by my voice, but you know, we're keeping strong. We're keeping strong now. I really hope the Archers get enough range on that. And oh, they do. Nice. Okay, cool. That worked out really, really well for us. Does it does. His log takes that out. The joys of having under-level cards, isn't it? So let me go for my log here just to stop these Skeletons doing all that damage to us. We can take it out relatively cheap, so it's all right. And I might get aggressive. Yeah, let's go for it. He goes for his cannon way down, so we can actually just go all out here. Go for a 10 elixir. As long as he doesn't have a rocket or something, we're good. He very well might go for like a Mega Knight or something, though I wouldn't be one bit surprised at all. We can go for our Skeletons here. All that should get cleaned up quite nicely, and we will not manage to get on the tower this time, but maybe next time. Who knows? Now, did he go for his log there? I feel like he did. No, he probably didn't. I'm tripping. I don't want to go for my Archers now because he can just log them out, so it's really, really irritating for us. But let's go for our... Let's just go for them, you know. He's going to have the log always, so we may as well try and pull that log out a little bit, and he's going to go for his Evo Cannon. So we can take the fireball value here onto the boss bandit as well. I know that won't do a whole lot because the boss bandit has a lot of HP, but it's going to do something. We'll go for the Xbow on defense, and we're going to go for the skeletons here. We'll hit the log, and just so hopefully we take a little bit. We still take quite a bit of damage. The fact that that's connected, and the boss bandit gets on. Fair play to this guy. Found that quite nicely. And we'll go for the electro spear here. Our archers in the center. Hopefully clear that up. Hopefully they'll stay alive for a little while longer, and then we can go for our Xbow here. Plus our Tesla. I'm going to eat the shots off that up the left side. I don't mind that too much at all. He's going to have poison on everything. That's fine. That's fine. We go for our electro spear here. Clean up those skeletons, and we're going to go for our knight plus our archers. He might get back around to his poison relatively quickly. I'm actually just going to go in for another Xbow here, and our archers might get on tower. No, they won't. We'll hit the log onto this, take all that out, get that onto the cannon. Hopefully the cannon doesn't distract us for too long. We do manage to get our knight down, we get our archers down, and he goes in for his log, so the archers aren't going to be under threat anytime soon. Now we're going for another Xbow. I feel like he will have his cannon ability, Evo, which he does, and it's going to clear us up a little bit. Now, I'm going to go for my Evo Tesla, or not my Evo Tesla, just my Tesla. Nice and simple, just straight to the point Tesla. And we will go for our skeletons. Now, he is going to defend that quite nicely with a well-timed log. You probably anticipated that coming. And I think as we go into double elixir here, we might be able to get a bit of an advantage. So I will go for my Xbow here in the center, kind of switch up the placement a little bit, not put at the bridge for his wall breakers to chew me up again. And we're going to go for our archers here side by side with that. And our Tesla in the center. Tesla's in a spot where if we get back around to another one, we can go place our Xbow again. And I think he's given up on this. I think we kind of outcycled him there. And he has given up. Bit unfortunate. I would have liked him to see it out to the end, especially because it just kind of makes us look like we went from a losing position and lost to a DC. But hey ho, that's the way cookie crumbles. And that's 3 games for today, boys. So yes, guys, let me know what you think about Xbow. You know, I feel like today we showed some goodness to it. I feel like we definitely could have been better. But I think it's just so spammy. It's not really that fun, so I can kind of understand why people don't play it. But let me know. Maybe you guys still play it this day. Maybe I'm just really bad with it. There's all very, very reasonable possibilities. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy, do be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and do be sure to come back tomorrow for a brand new video. And peace out.